Hey y'all, if you are struggling to be confident as a new makeup artist, then this video is for you. Hey y'all, welcome back to Rock Natural, the channel that's all about beauty on a budget. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing some of the goods. If you know what I'm saying. So I know that for me, I'm just gonna get right into it because we ain't got time to waste, and I know what you came here for. You came here for the goods. So I know for me, I've only been in the makeup industry for maybe 5-6 years. I was not that person who grew up doing makeup as a teenager. I wore very little in high school, very little in college. Like, it was a bare minimum. The funny part is one of my sisters was actually way into makeup more than I was. You know what I'm saying? So I am surprised that I am where I am, and you just never know where life's gonna take you. But I have been doing hair since I was very young. And so when I went to cosmetology school a few years ago, I decided to also take on makeup because, for one, I had to come every day and make sure my face was beat. And I also had to learn about makeup while in cosmetology school. So if you are in cosmetology school right now, you're learning the same thing, then you know what I'm saying, okay? But I just wanted to give you some tips on what kind of has helped me over the years become more confident as a makeup artist. You know, knowing how to negotiate your prices, saying, okay, yes, I can do this in 30 minutes, but it's not about the time that it takes. It's about the skills that I have, the experiences, etc. So the first tip I want to give you is practice a lot of techniques on yourself. So starting, I learned so much by just practicing on myself, experimenting with colors, experimenting with shades, techniques, all that stuff. Like I said, I was not one of those people who learned growing up as a teenager. I did not play in makeup. That was not me. If you have somebody there who's willing to let you practice on them, then that's also a good, but you have to be comfortable with doing makeup on yourself first. That's what I learned. Like, if you don't even know how to do on yourself, how you gonna feel confident doing it on someone else? The second thing is, so anytime I would do makeup looks, and sometimes I still do, like, depending on who it is or what I'm doing, I used to research, look up things the night before. I'll really look into the look or really investigate the look that they're wanting me to do before going to do their makeup. And that kind of psyched me out, but it was just something I needed to do to feel more comfortable. But I'm realizing that now that I know exactly what's in my kit, I am the most comfortable. So now I know, okay, I'm doing this person's makeup. I still like to get a photo and an inspo photo from the person no matter what. But I'm like, okay, I have this in my kit and I know what I'm about to do. So when I'm there, it takes me less time because I'm like, okay, grab this, grab that. And most makeup artists have their staple products. I know I do. Even if I'm working on different hair types, I know which brand of product, which type of product I want to use, even if they're pale or they're very dark. I know what I'm going to be using. So know what's in your kit. Like, just know, because if you go and you don't know, you're gonna sit there and spend so much time just looking through, and you're not going to feel confident. The third thing is, try to have as many repeat clients as possible. And I say this because I'm realizing that the more I do the same person's face, obviously the more comfortable you get, the more you know about their skin, and I think that just helps with somebody being comfortable overall. So if you know this person's skin really well and they come to you one time, okay, the first time is always like, ooh, a little scary because you don't really know how their skin's gonna react, or how they're gonna react to the makeup. But then if you do 3, 4, 5 times after that, you know, by the 6th time, you're like bam, bam, wham, bam, done. You know, like it's really quick, it's easy, you feel really confident. And that's gonna help you feel more confident when you're doing other clients, because you're gonna say, okay, for one, you're gonna say they reached out to me for me to do their makeup because they like my work. For two, you know, you're gonna say, I know what to do. I've done this person's face multiple times, super comfortable. That's why it's also helpful if you do have somebody to practice on, that would be nice. But you also have to practice on this person and see it in different lights. Like I've done people's makeup where, you know, they're doing it for photo shoots, they're doing it for events. The same person I've done. And it's helped me see, okay, did this work for them in that moment? Did this not work for them in this moment? And they may or may not tell you, but you can see from like pictures that they're taking. If this is done for professional photography, you can say, okay, maybe I should do this different next time. You'll just be able to learn more about what you need to do. Anytime I'm done with the client, I always like to take a photo of their face and then go back in and touch up anything, because it looks different in person and on photo. So that is all kind of one tip. It's basically try to have the repeat client and see what it was looking like and what you may need to zhuzh up. Okay, so that was the taking pictures was the 4th thing. So like I said, take the photo, see how it looks on camera, try to get different angles and say, okay, I need to go back in really quick and do the beauty blender. I like to do this right before I set the face. What I do is I have the person look at their face right when I'm done. Before setting it, I say, is this good, is this not? They're like, oh yeah, this is good. Spray the setting spray. Then I like to go in, take the photo and say, okay, do I need to touch anything up? Do I need to fix anything? And that's just going to be able to let you know what it looks like in photos and if the work is really coming off as it looks to you. Because there's been times where I'm like, ooh, this looks bomb in person. The moment I take the photo, I'm like, what? Like, what's happening? The 5th thing is try to collaborate with photographers. So they say when you're first starting out, you don't need to be doing all of these collaborations, but let me tell you, yes, you do. You need to be getting paid for your work, but then it's also super cool to do collaborations with photographers, paid or unpaid. It just really depends. I remember when I first transitioned into being a full-time makeup artist, hair and makeup artist, I was like, okay, my network in the industry is very small. What do I need to do to amp that up? So I started meeting with, I'm in like some Facebook groups, so I started meeting with photographers, other makeup artists, just to see what's out there. So obviously I'm taking some, I'm always furthering my craft, and so I'm taking a course now, and you know, she's saying that you don't necessarily have to do all that, which may be true, but it's really good to get that experience if you don't have years and years of experience, because then you're able to build your portfolio. But don't sit up here and waste your whole kit doing just free stuff. Have that one photographer who's like, oh yes, and then, you know, go from there. I have a few photographer friends that I love collaborating with, and it's really to the point to where like, okay, I can pay you for this one, but I can't pay you for this one, but like use whatever photos you want for your portfolio, which is great. Like I love that. But the good thing about having those relationships with the photographers is that if a client is looking for hair or makeup, in this particular case makeup, then the first person that they're going to reach out to, the photographer, is you, because they know your work. You have that relationship with them, and that's really what I mean when I say build the relationship with the photographer. Yes, do the collaborations, but also have them, let them know that you're there and you can pull up and do the makeup. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only have 7 tips because these are like my top 7 tips that I've kind of learned being in the industry this long. And you know, going from part-time to full-time, you had to learn a lot. You had to learn a lot because it was like where all your income is coming from. Okay, so my next tip number 6, perfect your skill and not spend a lot of money on products. So you watch these YouTubers, you watch famous makeup artists, and they post about it, and sometimes it's worth buying that expensive product. But let me tell you something. You can create as good makeup look using drugstore products, because drugstore products they're getting better. A lot of the brands are realizing that they are, you know, increasing their formula, stepping their game up. Obviously, you know, sometimes you want to splurge in a little bit. I mean, let me tell you, I do not have any of the, I don't have any Marc Jacob or Dior or La Mer. Like, I don't have any of those, but my work looks bomb, okay? Because you have to perfect your skill. Really use the products that you have to perfect your skill. So what that looks like is, like I said, practicing on yourself, you know, watching YouTube tutorials, investing in your craft. So, you know, taking a makeup class, attending a makeup class, etc. And that's just a really good way to say, okay, I don't need these expensive products to get this look. You can use drugstore products, but once you do perfect your skill and you start using those expensive products, let me tell you, girl, you're gonna be unstoppable. So the last one is, oh, I talked about it, invest in your craft. Take makeup courses, talk to other professional, like sometimes I reach out to quite a few, you know, well-known makeup artists in this city that I'm in Denver, and you know, I got some responses and I didn't get any responses. So, you know, I just started to build a relationship with other makeup artists through Facebook groups, some through Instagram. But a lot of me investing in my craft comes down to purchasing makeup courses, getting different outlooks, because yes, you can have your one makeup artist that you just love, and even if you want your skill to be similar to theirs, or you like the way that they do their makeup, it's good. But get multiple perspectives, because there may be something that your favorite makeup artist has never said, but this other artist has said, and you're like, oh, I need that. Learn about different skin types, so textured skin, blemish, you know, very skin that has a lot of blemish, round face, oval face. There's so much to it, so you have to invest in your craft and get a variety of information. So those were the top 7 tips. I'm just gonna run through them one more time so that you can write them down if you didn't get them. The first one is practice techniques on yourself or someone else. Know what's in your kit. Try to have repeat clients. Take pictures of your work right after and see if there's anything that needs to be fixed. Collaborate with photographers. Perfect your skill before buying a lot of expensive products, and then invest in your craft. I just felt like I gave y'all some knowledge up in here. If you like videos like this where I'm sharing some of my top techniques, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you're a makeup artist and there's some technique that you use that I did not mention, be sure to leave a comment down below. If you want to see my work, head over to @RockNaturalBeauty on Instagram, or to my website www.rocknaturalbeauty.com to see my work. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Boo boo, these videos are getting good, and I'll see you in my next upload. Toodles.